I am so sorry. I am really just getting lost. Honestly, though, I don't really care. Like, again, people don't realize I don't play video games, man. Like, this is maybe like the longest I've been on a game, and even if you add all these recordings, the factor that they're not edited, the factor that they're not like, they're like literally back to back. I've maybe been on for less than 3 hours, and yet I'm already thinking about getting off. Like, it really just goes to show, like, I am never on an actual game playing the game for more than 2 hours. And a lot of time, I will, like, the longest I will ever be in a game for more than 2 hours is if the game is just on in menu for 5, and I'm just not touching it. I'm on my phone, just letting the thing play in the background, because what will happen is I'll do that knowing somebody might get on, so I just leave the game running until someone gets on. Problem is, people do things, so what ends up happening is people will be online for like, 5 hours in a whole day. Then maybe I'll be on with them. But then you have people where they're like, yeah, I'll be on later today. Let me just, finish up school, get something to eat, get home and all that. And then it's like, all right, cool. So for their time zone, they're not back, let's say 6 p.m. But they tell me that at like 12 their time. So that means I will pretty much have that game that they said they were going to be on for 6 hours. And then right at 6, the time they said, oh yeah, around 6, I'll get it to 6. And my friends can't confirm this. I am that motherfucker. Where I then respond. So at 6, you're going to be on? I legit will have that much of nothing to do. Like, I don't play video games, man. I think it's just like I can't handle doing one thing for too long. Like this alone, I can handle like a couple hours of, and then I go, okay, I need a break. I need to sit down and watch like I don't know YouTube for like 3 hours. Then after that, all right, now I need to I don't know walk for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like just go on a walk for 2 hours maybe. Just walk around for like just a little bit, or hell, for an hour, just do push-ups or something. I cannot do things for long periods of time. That shit drives me insane. It's like the one thing about my work that I always say, like, if I can get 10 minutes where I can just get a quick conversation and then go back to doing work, I'm fine with that. But it's also why it's like I can't just stand around for more than like 30 fucking minutes. Like even on days when like I'm like I want to leave work early, my response is to myself is always, if I leave work, what the fuck would I do when I get home? Because like I'll have these periods where like I'm working back to back from just Friday and Saturday. Simple as that. I'm not gonna say I have a hard job. I'm not gonna say I work more than others, because then it's gonna become a fucking argument. But one thing is clear: is I go work Friday, I go to work Saturday, and then I have a 2 day break until basically Tuesday, and then Tuesday happens to Wednesday morning, and I have another 2 day break until Friday and Saturday again. And what ended up happening was when I did have shit to do when I wasn't on my own, I had other things to worry about, and this and other things and whatever. It became I don't want to have to go back to work, Friday and Saturday. I'd rather just relax. And then it went from that to quickly turning into, oh god, I can't wait for fucking work. Like, to anyone who doesn't have a job or is like young or not in the US or whatever, one thing I will say is as much as people complain about work, the better question is think about being a kid and just doing nothing but hours of Fortnite. Now, just think about it this way. Eventually, your friends will most likely get a job or be out of their house or lose internet or something. So the whole online fun of just being with your friends all the time, imagine that stops. Now you're alone. Now you have nothing to do but hearing the innards of a clock ticking and talking. All of a sudden, it starts to dawn on you. This is why people have a job. This is why people waste 40 hours a week on a job. It's because even though it becomes a routine, it becomes boring serving people at McDonald's. If you work the drive-thru, you always talk to a different person. And when you don't, You might remember, or you don't. And then you have the coworkers you talk with. And most of the time, you might not even talk with them at work. I definitely don't try to do that. I definitely try to talk with people outside of work. But that's what happens. And I will indeed be here to more or less kind of say that's what happens. Just kind of continues. For me, it's going to work, doing what the job requires for 9 hours to make my money, and then get the fuck out of there. That's what I do. Right now, I told myself that I needed to record because I still have a YouTube channel, and tomorrow I would not have had anything that went up. And when I fall asleep, I won't be waking up till like 2 p.m. So way after, the video would actually be released. Like, that's the thing, is I'm asleep when these things go up at 1 p.m. because that's the time everyone else is awake. I'm not awake at that time. I'm asleep, and then when I do wake up, it's me showering, putting on some clothes, and then going to my job because it's an overnight job. So I sleep during the day. Pretty self-explanatory, I'm pretty sure. Actually, on that note, how long has I been recording this for? Honestly, 6 minutes. I'll take it. This is probably going to be a one video that people are actually going to watch. So I'm just going to click off of this. When I want to come back to this, if I'm just alone, I might turn on the recording. If not, then expect me playing Luigi's Mansion 2 or Origami again. But until then, I guess see you guys later. Thanks, I guess. Actually, one second. Let me check my subs real quick. Because at the time of recording this, it is currently January 24th, 2025 at 1:15 in the morning. So we're about to see how quickly this changes. I have 114 subs. The reason why I'm saying this is because in one day, it went from 112 to 114. So now I'm genuinely shocked that it grows this much. Yeah, like my Luigi's Mansion one that literally just called Ligi is 33. Above that is Ouija, and above that is Lagi. And all of these have honestly more views than I thought they would get. Shocker, the only ones that have no views is one where it just says, "Don't ask, I got mad and started ranting." It has a copyright strike on it for some reason. And the other one is running out of ideas, no views. But 105 subs from only 2 weeks ago, for a comparison. It just shows my cat. It's just 105 subs. Thanks, guys. 23 views. And that was 2 weeks ago. Now we're already at 114. As of me recording this. Like, I'm literally apparently the definition of quantity over quality. Call me Stalin. Wait, actually, please don't. That guy did a lot of horror shit. Please, don't do that. Please don't. I beg of you. Don't call me that guy. Whoever's watching this at work or who knows me personally, if I get into a call or I see you in a break room around the floor and your first thing is, "So Stalin," because this will go up 3 days after I give a fuck, and I will have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I will legit be confused. Do not do that to me. Just don't. I'm telling you as past me, fucking don't. If you know me in person, do not just randomly walk up or gonna call me and just go, "So Stalin," don't do that. Don't fucking do that. This is past me being acknowledgeable that future me will most likely be pissed. Do not do that. Please. Anyways, actually, wait a minute. Speaking of 3 days, let's see. I need Tuesday, then I have Wednesday, Thursday, and then I have another Friday and Saturday where I can't work, which means, yeah, okay. So I should probably continue recording some more, in fact. Yeah. All right. Well, honestly, I'm going to stop this only for one reason. One, what I was doing before this was just peacefully watching YouTube while playing Magic the Gathering on my phone. I kind of want to go back to that. So, kind of a sorry, not sorry. And I have like one slice of leftover pizza I want to cook. in the microwave. So sorry, not sorry. Sorry for bad videos. Shit. I mean, again, like when they're edited again, like when I can edit again, they'll improve. You know, and they'll improve more if I can get a good enough computer to like film games that aren't just on the Switch. Because you know that kind of matters. You know, but huh. I mean, I like how this turned out though. Like this kind of makes me want to like just kind of keep trying to make this because now that I know like I can specifically have it where like code it where like spawn one zombie in this area, have it immediately deactivate like once it spawns one, so that way like it's there and therefore like when it's killed then it deactivates and have a whole kill thing on it. So that way I can just kind of have it triggered for that and just kind of have the game obviously like be a game but also be monitored per se. It's basically the idea of like as the creator of this mode, it will kind of have here's my hand that will always kind of be there. That will basically set in motion how everything else functions. And I think what I would have a lot of fun doing would be if I could turn this from, just a normal whatever mode where it's like, honestly, here's the whole like story events, and then maybe I don't know, do like a Luigi's Mansion thing where all of a sudden it's PVE or PvP. I just think that would be pretty nice, especially if I can go more into this kind of idea and just kind of flesh it out where like I could easily do this into like one of those like here's a massive thing to explore, keep going, but once you're eliminated, you stay eliminated, and the farther you go in, the more treacherous it gets. It's kind of like how Luigi's Mansion's Scaravator gives you an objective to do in a certain amount of time, and if you can't do it, you all fail. Except this one would legit just be get as many kills as you can, upgrade as far as you can, kind of be like the wave number of like Call of Duty, but like different and more shitty. So yeah, see you later, guys. Thanks.